What's up? My name's Amanda. Welcome back. And today I'm going to be doing a review slash update on my Aerogarden. So before I get started, this power washer next to me that's sitting in my living room for some reason, just ignore it, okay? And also usually this light is on, but I turned it off only because while it's on, it's kind of messing with the camera, so we'll just pretend the light's on. So I keep my Aerogarden in my living room, dining room area. It's kind of one big space, so this is where it sits. So did I buy this Aerogarden? No. Would I have bought this Aerogarden? I've always thought they were really cool, but they are very expensive. So that is actually my biggest con to the Aerogarden, is the price. It is pretty expensive, at least in my opinion. I know expensive is subjective, but I think it's expensive. I think there are ways of creating a indoor little herb garden or flower garden for a lot cheaper, but the Aerogarden is super convenient, very little work, and you don't really even have to think about it. So that would probably go hand in hand with the biggest con. So the biggest con would be the price, and the biggest pro would be the convenience of the Aerogarden. So if you actually go out to buy your own Aerogarden, there's like 4 pods, 6 pods, there's different size ones, so you can legit grow micro tomatoes or peppers in your own home. They have ones that are like floor stands, and they sell them on their website, on the Aerogarden site, or Amazon. You can also get pretty much every product that Aerogarden sells from Amazon, if I'm remembering correctly. They do have a lot to offer seed-wise, which is really cool. So they have a wide variety of veggies, herbs, flowers, and they also have a personal seed pod. You can receive just the seed pod with the dirt and everything in there for you, and then you can put whatever seed you'd like in there. I did receive this new bottle of plant food when I ordered my set of seeds. So when I tell you this Aerogarden is super easy to use, I'm not lying, and it's also very tiny. And if it's a little dusty over here, just pretend you don't see it, okay? So there were 3 buttons, and you get directions on how to set this all up. So I'm not gonna go so much into detail, but the directions are very easy to follow. But the gist of it is there is a plant food, a add water, and a light button. So with the light button, the first time you turn it on, it will automatically turn on at that same time every single day, and it has an automatic shut off after its allotted amount of hours. So you don't have to worry about turning it on and off, which is very convenient, and you don't have to worry about buying a timer. So you don't really want to be turning it on and off like I'm doing, but for the sake of the video, I turned it off. But as you can see, the lights are very bright. And there's a little notch back here because it starts at the lowest when these seeds are still sprouting, and then from there, it goes pretty high, as you can see. If I ever see that the water is getting really low, I will just top it off as I go. Also, I try to every 2 weeks or maybe once a month if I forget, empty out the reservoir completely. Just give it a quick little spray with my sink hose and then refill it up. It doesn't really get dirty in there, but you will see some like algae type stuff growing in from the plant food and from the roots, because it is all bare root. But again, not a big deal. And then also the plant food button will blink when it's time. So I believe my dog is crying, sorry. So it is every 2 weeks that you add in the plant food, but depending on your model, the amounts will vary. My Aerogarden falls with the 6 and 7 pods, so it's 2 capfuls at every 2 weeks. And then it also says that you could use this plant food for house plants, outdoor gardens, and it gives you the recommended amounts for those as well. So the other cool thing is when you first pop in your seed pods, the kit comes with these little humidity domes. And my plants are clearly too big for them now, but you get the idea. You would just take one and it pops right over the seed pod, and you just keep them on until the plant is pretty much fully sprouted, like won't fit under the dome anymore, and then you just save them for next time. Oh, and the other thing is there's an automatic pump to circulate the water inside, and it turns on and off on its own every 15 minutes, I think, and it only stays on for a few minutes. I can't exactly remember, but something along those lines. So again, that's another thing you don't have to worry about. You're gonna have water circulation in there for the roots, so everything is good. So the little reminders that the plant food button and the add water button will give you are just further reminders that the Aerogarden really is very convenient. You don't have to mark it on a calendar when you last fed them. You don't have to set an alarm on your phone. It does it for you. I do have one negative thing to say, and I guess this could happen with any company, with anything having to do with ordering online, so I'm not that mad about it, is I got the wrong seed pod. So I ordered 6, and instead of one of my herbs, I got a poblano pepper. So yeah, I did think about sending the poblanos back, but I thought, well, it seems like a lot of work for just one seed pod. So I'll just keep this one, let it sprout, and then I will transfer it over, and then I'll just add that to my garden when I transfer all my seed starts outside. So now let's take a look at the actual plants. I raised it a little so that we could see a little better. And so here we have our basil, which is looking a little thirsty. It smells so good already. There's another guy popping through. Look at the roots. The roots are no joke on this thing. And then hiding right here, we have some rosemary. And again, roots are crazy. This is clearly the biggest grower, cilantro. I do plan on trimming this one just a little bit. We just ripped off some cilantro for an exciting taste test. Tastes like cilantro. Delicious. Comment, let me know. Do you love cilantro, or are you one of those people that swear it tastes like soap? Definitely a cilantro person. Because it was getting a little burnt from the light, because it grew the fastest for sure. So I am gonna trim this up, trim off the ugly one. And then right here we have lavender, which I was kind of unsure how I was gonna do in here, because I know lavender usually needs a lot of space, but it's looking great. And yeah, I could tell its roots are kind of wrapped up in the cilantro. And then back here we have some mint, which honestly took the longest to sprout. You can see there's still some little guys coming in right there, but yeah. Smallest root system, took the longest to root, but that's okay. And I'm forgetting my poblano, my accidental seed. There's one more seed down there, and then this little guy sprouting, which I don't know how well that's going to do, because normally if I had my poblano started like I would any of my other peppers, I would have Baxter, can you relax for a sec, please? Like I was saying, I would have separated this from the other one by now to give them both a fair shot. Overall, I think it's a great product. I mean, it's encouraging people to grow their own food, especially those that may not have a lot of space. All you need for this is an outlet and a table, or not even a table. You could honestly sit on the floor if you didn't have space, or on a shelf, or anywhere, as long as you have space for this to raise as your plants grow. And it's super convenient for those that may not like to get their hands as dirty, or don't want to do as much work when it comes to starting seeds, or for those that don't really want to do the work to maybe install grow lights for like a little corner to grow any herbs. Like, this is literally an all-in-one. You just pay one price and it's all there for you. The one huge plus to this is that you don't have to really worry about overwatering or underwatering, as long as you don't let this drain completely dry, which would be really hard to do, I feel like. I mean, it blinks, it tells you when it needs to be filled with water, and all you do is just dump some water in there and you're done. Especially when it comes to herbs, a lot of the times when people try to grow herbs indoors, they kind of struggle because they need a lot of light, hence these super bright grow lights, and a lot of water. I think once I get tired of these ones, or if I want to replace one of them or two of them, like I know for sure I'm going to replace the poblano, I kind of want to keep this like tea garden themed and try to go for some herbs that do well in teas. So yeah, I'd give the Aerogarden like a 8 out of 10. You know, if you have an Aerogarden and what you're growing, or if you've always wanted one, or maybe you did have one and you got rid of it, whatever the case, let me know. Like always, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, same name, Planty Tings, across all of them. If you're someone that comments or even just likes, then I really appreciate it. I love any and all interaction and talking with people, so yeah, thank you, definitely appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.